everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. We're going to get started in just a minute, but I want to give people the opportunity to continue joining for a couple more moments before we get started. We have an excellent group of colleges and universities here to share more about their institution. All right, I'm starting to see a good number of people joining. All right, terrific. So, hi everyone, my name is Vanessa. I'm your facilitator for today's College to Career Fairs college session. So this is a session specifically on the arts, so we hope you get a lot out of this, especially if you are interested in pursuing an academic major in the arts. So a few housekeeping rules before we go ahead and jump in. Your camera and microphone are currently off. That means that our presenters, they can't see you or hear you. So you may be wondering, well, how do I ask questions? We definitely want you to ask questions. You can do so using the Q&A button in the center of your screen. All of our admissions reps here today are really excited to engage with you. They want to hear your questions. So don't forget to submit throughout the session. There's no designated time to do so, so you can ask a question through that Q&A at any time during the session today. There will be a few more sessions related to the College to Career Fair after this, so be sure to take a look at that at the website, check the schedule, sign up for more sessions. We want you to get the most out of this experience. And this session is being recorded along with all of the other sessions as part of this College to Career Fair. So definitely check out those recordings that are going to be available at college2career.org. Excellent. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm really pleased to introduce our first school, which is College for Creative Studies.
Thanks, Vanessa. Like she said, I am Olivia Izinga. I'm from the College for Creative Studies in Detroit, and I am going to be sharing a little bit about the school today. Let me share my screen. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to put those in the chat and I will answer those. So CCS, we are located in Detroit, Michigan. We're in between downtown and midtown Detroit. We've been around since 1906. We were originally the Society of Arts and Crafts, and that's in the 1970s is when we began granting Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees. So something that's deeply rooted in our history at CCS, you could say, is the notion of craft, and that's the physical making of an object, of a product, of a piece of art, making something with one's hands. And that's still very much vital to our core curriculum. So even in our design degrees at CCS, you're going to see students not only working with computers and technology, but they're going to be working with their hands as well. And the city itself, Detroit, not a lot of people maybe from the West Coast have been to Detroit. That's totally okay. It's a very vibrant city. It's very much becoming a city of Renaissance, a city of artwork design, a very great place for artists and designers to be right now. To introduce CCS, I'd like to say stuff about that sets our institution apart. So that's our size, our setting, facilities, and our majors, and the connections to creative industries that you want to work in. So we are private, we're nonprofit, we're fully accredited, and like I said, we grant Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees in all of our majors. And for students who are interested in teaching K through 12 art classes in the US and Canada, we do have a program for that as well. So we have over 1,400 students from all over the US and all over the world too. We have a student to faculty ratio of 9:1. So our class sizes, we like to keep those pretty small. And this is one of the things that differentiates us between a university that has an art department or a state school and so on. So 11 different BFA majors and 9 emphases. We also have graduate programs for students who want to go on to complete their master's too. Most of our majors can be completed as minors, and we have additional minors that are separate from majors too. So if you aren't required to take a minor at CCS, but if you want to, you totally can. So these are some of the things that some awards, some recognition that CCS has earned. So we've been named one of the top 3 design schools in the US by LinkedIn. And this is based on data that LinkedIn has about where our alumni are working, how much are they making, what are their salaries, how quickly do they get jobs out of college, and are they working in their fields. We've also been named a best value school by both PayScale and Money Magazine, and this is talking about the return of investment on a degree from CCS. We were also named as one of America's best architecture and design schools by Design Intelligence. And for those who are interested in maybe transferring to CCS from a community college or university, what have you, we were one of only 3 schools in Michigan that were recognized as transfer friendly school by Pi Theta Kappa. So you see here names of companies that we've all heard of. Maybe your dream job is to work at one of these companies doing any sort of thing there. We have alumni working where you want to work. We have students who are interning at these companies now while they're in college. So we also have on-campus recruiting events. We have what we call industry days, and this is where students will put up their work in the hallways and the event centers and show their work to industry professionals that come to the campus with the intention of hiring students for jobs and internships, depending on where they're at in their education. So what are our graduates are doing? What are alumni doing? So they're managing studios, they're managing galleries, communities, creative and community spaces, and they're exhibiting and selling their artwork. Maybe people in our more design-based majors, they're taking on the lead jobs as concept designer, automotive designer, interior designer, animator, all those sorts of things. And for maybe some of our listeners that are tuning in right now, you might not be a senior in high school. You maybe you're freshman, sophomore, junior, and you're thinking about ways to improve your portfolio or get your feelers out there for what kind of careers in art and design might be interesting to you. Something that you want to look into, and at other colleges too, or what we have is our pre-college summer experience. So this is a 3-week program in the summer. In July each year, you stay on campus, you live on campus, and take classes with our faculty members and create a really cool body of artwork in whatever concentration that you're focusing on. You get 3 college credits that you can use at CCS or elsewhere after you are in a college program. So that's something to think about too. So if you are interested in applying to CCS, our application process is pretty simple. We want you to fill out our online application. It's a 10-minute form. It'll probably take you about 10 minutes to fill out our free online application. And once that's done, we want to see your transcripts. We're looking for a 2.5 GPA or higher. That's your overall high school GPA. And in-progress transcript is totally fine with us because we know you haven't graduated yet. And then we want to see your artwork. So we're looking for 8 to 12 pieces of your best artwork. And that can be in any of the mediums that you work in. We want to see what you do best, what you're most passionate about. We do not require ACT or SAT standardized tests to be admitted to CCS. Even if you submit any of those tests with your application, they're not going to make a difference with your merit-based scholarship or admissions decision. And the average amount of scholarship that a student received upon their acceptance to the college this past year was $22,000. And that can about cut your, if you got a scholarship like that, that about cuts your tuition in roughly half. So we want students to give us their best work, get those good grades, and apply sooner rather than later so you can be more eligible for those, for consideration for those best scholarships. And definitely fill out the financial aid application, the FAFSA that you see here. If you want to learn more about CCS, you can visit our campus in person. If you are in Detroit, we are doing in-person tours now. We also do virtual presentations and tours as well. If you can see the QR codes down here, and I'll also put my information in the chat if you'd like a portfolio review. If you want to have a Zoom chat with me, we can always chat about CCS and careers in art and design. But yeah, I'm the one that helps out students in your area with the application process, answering questions about CCS. So if you'd like more information, you can always reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm excited to introduce our next school, which is Pacific University, Oregon.
Good morning, my name is Liana, and let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. So good morning, my name is Liana. I'm the tour and visit coordinator at Pacific University for undergrad admissions. I'm also a recent grad, so I actually just graduated with the class of 2021 with my degrees in applied theater and dance, and I'm very happy to be here with everyone today. So, Pacific University is located in the lovely town of Forest Grove, which is located in Northern Oregon. It's about 30 to 40 minutes outside of Portland, just west of Portland, nicely situated right in between the coast and the city. So it's really easy to get into Portland if you want to go grab dinner with friends or go on a day trip and just kind of be an urban explorer and have some urban adventures. You can get there by public transit or by car very conveniently. Or if you want to go explore the Oregon coast, it's only an hour west. Again, it's really easy to get there by car or by public transit. So you can go hiking, you can see the gorgeous beaches that we have. There's also more nature opportunities on the other side of Portland. We have the Columbia River Gorge, known for Multnomah Falls. We're only 2 hours away from Mount Hood. If you want to go skiing or snowboarding, we have shuttles out there. And we're located in an area called the Silicon Forest. So what that means is that we have a lot of tech companies near our area, including the Nike World headquarters. It's about a 25-minute drive from campus, and we do have quite a few students who work there and have gotten internships there. So between that and Portland and everything else nearby, you will have absolutely no shortage of opportunities for research, among other things. So Pacific is a small liberal arts school. We're a private university. So we have just under 1,900 undergraduate students and just under 2,000 graduate students. On our Forest Grove campus, we have mostly undergrad students and only one grad program is on our Forest Grove campus. The average class size is about 19 students. However, that doesn't mean that all of your classes will be that big. I had several classes throughout the years with 2 to 10 people. Especially in the arts, that's pretty average because we really like to schedule it so that students in the arts can get one-on-one time with professors to really work on their work and develop their creative portfolio. All of our classes are taught by professors. So we do have TAs in some classes, but they're there to help guide students. They're not actually teaching the material. So it's all professors who are doing the teaching, which is awesome. We also do have a 4-year graduation guarantee. So as you can see here, we have a lot of different options. I know it can be kind of overwhelming to look at all of these. So I'm just going to highlight a couple different majors for the arts in particular. So we have art and design, art history, a new arts administration and advocacy minor, which is really exciting. Music therapy. We also have communication design, dance, and film and video, graphic design, media arts, theater, and applied theater. So a lot of different options for all of our studio arts, which includes drawing, painting, wood shop, metal shop, pottery, stained glass, among other things. All of our students actually get studio time and studio space starting freshman year, so you don't have to wait to have those facilities available. And now to talk a little bit about our performing arts. So with the performing arts, you have a ton of performance opportunities. So within music, we have our chamber singers who have actually traveled all over the world to perform concert choir, a full Philharmonic orchestra, various chamber ensembles or in smaller groups, jazz band, symphonic band, pep band. And within the theater and applied theater department, we put on about 3 main stage shows a year that anyone can audition for. And then within dance, we have 2 dance concerts a year that are put on by our pre-professional dance company that's called the Pacific Dance Ensemble. And all of these things, anyone can join. That's the really great thing about being a liberal arts school is that you get to do all of these different things. You really don't have to choose just one. We're also really big on holistic education. So you're gonna get different kinds of experiences within theater. You're gonna learn how to tech, you're gonna learn how to direct, You get to take theater and dance history courses, dance anatomy courses, music education, music therapy, all of these different things. And we're also really, really big on student work. So with the strings project in music, it's actually undergrad music students teaching private lessons and orchestra classes to our elementary and middle school students in the community. And then we also have student directed shows with our Lunchbox Theater. It's a student-led theater company. And we also have student choreographed work for dance that's premiered every year. And some of those dance pieces that students have created have actually gone to festivals in New York and been premiered there. So a lot of different opportunities. You're gonna get basically really prepared to go work in your field. If maybe you don't want to study the arts, but you want to still do them because they're a passion for you, you can do that through clubs. We have drama club. We also have a lot of different things that you can get involved in if you are studying the arts, but want to try something else, like our Hawaii Club. It's our largest club on campus. And these are the admissions counselors for Pacific. So feel free to reach out to them or to reach out to our admissions office. And I can go ahead and put my contact info in the chat as well. So please reach out if you have any questions, and thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. The next school we have up is University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Boop. Howdy, y'all. I'm Dr. Ashley Stone, coming from the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I am the student recruitment specialist for the College of Fine Arts, and I also teach for the College at Large and the School of Music. So, here at UNLV, we are in the heart of the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. There's constantly shows and arts festivals, and it's this phenomenally diverse community that really does impact everything that we do. We are yet again tied this year for the most diverse institution in the nation, which we're super excited about. And we do encourage our artists to really expand their dreams to make a global impact in the arts. We offer 7 different areas of study with detailed refinement in each one. The first I'm going to start with is our School of Architecture. Alrighty, so our architecture students have 3 pathways they can choose. One is architecture studies, so the focus on external structures of buildings. We have interior architecture and design, where our students focus on the interior structures of buildings and how humans interact with those structures. Our third area is landscape architecture and design. Those are the folks that design the green spaces around your community, college campuses, internal parks in your cities, that kind of thing. Our program, being in the desert, does focus heavily on sustainability in its design because of where we're located. Students do a lot of design theory work, but there's also a lot of hands-on building with models, manipulating a variety of materials first by hand, and then gaining access to more refined tools for manipulation later on as they go, such as our laser cutters. And students get to focus on a broad range of design concepts. This was a focus from something called Demonstrate, focusing on the word monster in the middle. Students took a natural design for a creature in the wild. This was an insect with a kind of carapace like a pill bug, and they followed that natural design through to a final result, a structural design at the end. Our 3rd and 4th year architecture students have unique cubicle spaces where they can store their work and continue to work on their work in a safe and secure setting. This is usually a room that's filled with an explosion of creative activity. This picture was taken during COVID when everything was super tidied. We also have some hands-on build projects, both with Solar Decathlon, with the College of Engineering, as well as community projects that get brought to our School of Architecture. So there is a fully functional woodshop and construction zone on site. We also have our Architectural Studies Library, which offers a full range of up-to-date periodicals, a broad range of handy resource materials, and it is the home of the Clyde Jubal-Wald Lecture Series, where we bring in 6 to 10 professionals from the architecture industry all over the world to talk with our students in our community about their craft and their creative experiences. Next, we have the Department of Art, which contains majors in painting, drawing, and printmaking, sculptural practices, photography, art history, and graphic design. Students get to focus on a variety of styles. For our photographers, that includes art and commercial photography, so you can have a broad range of ways to execute your craft post-graduation. We also have a fully fledged detailed art museum in the heart of campus. This is from a special event that happens on campus. So if you happen to be in Las Vegas in November, please join us for the art walk, where all 7 of our Harry Potter houses and fine arts go out and display their arts for the community. They do bring in a broad range of guest lecturers. This is a major community art project that was brought by one of our fellowship artists that came to visit. And our graphic design students also get a special capstone event where they do both tabling and a formal presentation for their capstone design project in a forum that's presented to both faculty and community art members. So they get to connect with designers and network on their final project there. Third Harry Potter house is our Department of Dance. Students focus on performance and choreography and production and management, depending on which area they'd like to go in post-graduation. They study ballet, modern, and jazz, and on average do 2 productions per semester. One is a faculty choreographed show, the other is a student choreographed show. There's also plenty of opportunity for supplemental dance education through additional coursework and amazing guest lecturers. Thanks to our proximity to the Strip, we get access to a ton of additional artists to help instruct our students. We also offer a minor in Pilates, if that's of interest to you. We do also have an amazing exchange program with Korea National Sports University. There is a joint concert that happens both here and in Seoul, South Korea. So if you are a dancer, keep an eye out for that opportunity. It is a blast. Entertainment, engineering, and design for my techies that also love a flair for computer science and computer programming. These are our folks that have gone on to work on the Strip in a lot of the shows like Cirque du Soleil, in national kind of performance areas. These are the folks that do the hydraulic sets, the pyrotechnics, the folks that would do Meow Wolf, those kind of immersive art displays. These are the students that would go on to do that. They regularly do projects like make little animatronics. We have here a paper puppet that is programmed to act out a scene later. They do programmed lights displays. There is a huge application for this degree pathway, and it is definitely born out of the really creative arts industry located here in the Valley. Alrighty, 5th Harry Potter house is film. There's 1 degree in film, and it is film, but these folks do get to study a broad range of areas and get to refine on their special pathway as they go along. We have foundation courses that are universal across the board because our cinematographers do need to have communicative skills across the board when they go into the professional industry, but they also get to pick a faculty major as they go on and find that area that they find really special and focus their coursework on those unique areas like cinematography, editing, acting, directing. There are plenty of opportunities for our cinematographers to have their works shown. We have Spring Flicks, the 48-hour film festival, and the Coca-Cola Regal Cinemas competition, which we are able to participate in thanks to our faculty member, Brett Levner. There is a special welcome event each fall, so students get to become acquainted with their colleagues and their faculty members before everything starts. And there's tons of alumni connection between film, theater, and our faculty members. We always make sure to keep that bond going. We're also home to the Howard Hughes Film Collection. 6th Harry Potter house, School of Music. That's where I live. We have majors in music education, so if you want to be a band or a choral director, performance in the classical realm, composition in the classical realm, and a stellar jazz and commercial music program. If you have any interest in performing or composing and arranging in jazz, I cannot recommend this program enough. I came in about 6 years ago and was blown away by the caliber of these jazz musicians. They've been invited to the Monterey Jazz Festival, I believe it's 13 times now, and that is a blind audition, so they've been beating out other schools worldwide to get into this competition.
I think we're about out
Red
of
time. Okay. We'll boogie on to theater. Theater has 3 majors, theater tech and design, stage and screen acting, and then a blend of both of those. I can answer some more questions about that later. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that presentation. We're going to move right along to Loyola University, New Orleans.
Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Ricky Alarcon with Loyola University, New Orleans. And as I'm setting up my PowerPoint here, I am an assistant director for admissions. I live in Dallas, Texas, but we do recruit students from all over, especially California. We love our California students. and from the West Coast. We are a small private liberal arts institution located in the city of New Orleans. And as you can see, our stats here, only 3,200 students call Loyola home. We, again, are a liberal arts institution. So we do encourage our students to double major, add minors to your program. And so since this presentation is mostly focused on the arts, I'll talk about some of our hot majors for those programs. Again, we offer over 115, 119 different academic programs, the class size, and then this is our breakdown of our incoming class of fall 2021. As you can see, the breakdown, female to male, students of color, first generation students. So we do attract a lot of students from all over. They love New Orleans and the city itself, and it lends itself to, you know, opportunities for students not only to learn in class but also outside of class. We are located in the historic New Orleans uptown area. It's called the Garden District. If you're ever in the city, you'll see our iconic streetcars. We're right across the campus street from a large green space, Audubon Park, which houses the local city zoo, golf course, running track. So students that want to read a book or just relax before or after class, they have that opportunity to do so. So this slide kind of breaks down what things to do around the city of New Orleans. So there's definitely a lot of festivals. Again, I mentioned earlier that New Orleans, the city itself, offers opportunity for students to get involved. So our music students, fine arts, our theater students, even like our film and filmmaking students, you know, New Orleans is very popular for TV shows, movies are being made throughout the city. You heard me say we're a private institution. We are part of the Catholic Church, or we're what they call a Jesuit institution. So basically what that means, because people will ask me, what is the significance of that? We do attract students from all different faiths and backgrounds, but our identity, our philosophy is to be there for others. So you'll hear us say quite a bit, men and women, for and with others. So the cura personalis is the Latin term. Not only you're going to get a great education for the mind, but we also expect our students to grow socially, spiritually, and become active members when they leave here. So this kind of talks about our curriculum. And so again, I do want to spend some time here on our different programs. We are divided into three major departments, colleges, if you will. The music and media definitely is our most popular. We have music industry studies, we have theater, musical theater, filmmaking, journalism. And so I'll talk a little bit about that. But again, I mentioned earlier about being a liberal arts school. So we encourage our students to, you know, minor, double major. So business is probably our number 2 area. Our sciences, science, pre-med, biology, chemistry, marine biology, since we're by the ocean, we offer that. 4, psychology, 5's criminology. So those are our top 5 areas. But again, we highly encourage students, again, to double major, add minors. But again, I'm going to spend a lot of our time with the music and media, which actually is a very small department. I believe that's very important for our students to have the interaction with the faculty and staff. And I mentioned earlier, they have the opportunity to do great things outside our doors. And so whether it's performing on different venues, you know, a lot of our faculty and staff are board of trustees with different organizations. So they're always looking for our students. So, you know, this is our majors for the School of Music, music therapy, music education, of course, jazz studies, vocal, you know, performance. But the industry studies are for those students that want to learn not only their craft, but also learn the business side of that. So they get to participate in that. For our music and theater students, again, some of the perks for those students, you know, definitely getting involved in different venues. We do work very closely with the Tennessee Williams Theater Company. Our students will work with the Philharmonic, the large Philharmonic here in the city. And so again, they will get that kind of experience. For our music industry studies students, we are actually, for those beat makers, those that want to become sound engineers, this kind of fits into that. Promoters, this program kind of fits for those students. Again, hands-on experience. You'll definitely work with venues such as the House of Blues here in New Orleans and different venues throughout the city. Lastly, I think I mentioned we have our design program, and then also our filmmaking program that kind of falls into that. Journalism, one of the oldest schools of journalism throughout the South. And so again, we're getting our students not only the great education inside the classroom, but also outside. So with that, I just kind of want to wrap things up with our admissions criteria. We are what they call test blind, test free. That means we are not requiring test scores. So we will look at the GPA, the transcript, letters recommendation, and an essay. There is no application fee, and students can complete that on a common application. We have some great scholarship for our music and media students, but also we have great scholarships for our just for the merit on GPA. So that could be range from 14 to 23,000. And we also have our honors program and some other scholarships, athletics as well. So we do have that. For those students that want to go into music and media, remember there might be an additional audition, portfolio interview that's going to be required. And again, I just want to kind of wrap things up. If you have any questions, we'd sure like to see you on campus. But again, my name is Ricky Alarcon, and I'm going to drop my information on the site below on the chat. So thank you very much, and on to our next presenter.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Loyola. We have two more schools. So next up, we have Columbia College Chicago.
Awesome. Thank you for being here, everyone. And thank you for hosting us. Ricky and friends, it's great to see you. I hope life is treating you well. And I'm Marty with Columbia College Chicago. You are welcome to screen capture, screenshot any of this information as you'd like. And like my colleagues, I'll drop my contact info in the chat at the conclusion of our time here. As I mentioned, I'm Marty with Columbia College Chicago. I use he, him, and his pronouns. And I have been with Columbia Admissions for going on 8 years. Columbia College Chicago, we are a private school. We are also a non-for-profit school. We're also fully accredited. Columbia is actually our own institution. We're not affiliated with any other Columbias out there. Our only campus is located in downtown Chicago. We are a school devoted entirely to the creative arts. And so although our name may not give it away, every single one of our students is choosing to be a student at Columbia because they want to produce or support creative work. I think there's a few other important reasons why students choose Columbia, and it's really based on the experiences of Columbia students. First and foremost, like many of my colleagues have mentioned, where we're located just plays a critical role in who we are, what we do, how we support our communities and our neighborhoods. And we are located in downtown Chicago. Chicago being the third largest city in the United States, there is no shortage of creative work, creative opportunities, creative ambition, all of the social things that go along with being in college you'll find in the big, windy city. I think our students also really intentionally choose Columbia because they want to make work and shape work with people who are different from them. Collaboration with difference is what I'm speaking about. You are going to experience people who have different attitudes, different values, different perspectives, different skills and ambition. And we think that's the most central ingredient to new and meaningful, dare I say, relevant creative work in our societies and certainly in our city. Suffice it to say, all of our learning is a hands-on experience. Students do start in their creative interests right away. So if you are interested in continuing your beat making, you will be doing that in your first semester. If you're interested in writing for our campus newspaper, you'll have those opportunities in your first semester. And I think all of this together ideally should and does create really countless networking opportunities and career preparation opportunities, certainly in the city of Chicago, but through your peers, through your faculty members. We have 6,700 students at Columbia College Chicago. So I suppose that is a mid-tier institution, but it feels like a pretty impressively sized creative arts institution. I'm proud to say that 99% of our students receive aid. 57% of our student population identify as students of color. Around a third identify as members of the LGBTQIA+ community, and around 25% of our students identify as first-generation college students. Again, that collaboration with difference is really central to our mission and really what we do as a creative arts institution. There are over 100 programs of study at Columbia. If we could distill those into 6 little houses, as my friend shared, we would have a media and digital arts home, visual arts, certainly performing arts, music and sound arts, communication and writing arts, and then again, the aforementioned programs that support all of the creative industries, the business and the management programs. And on this next slide, you'll see a much more detailed, this is not all 100 programs, unfortunately, but you will see, I think, a pretty reflective look at what are typically our most popular programs are. You may also see that there are several Bachelor of Arts programs. We also have Bachelor of Fine Arts degrees. We provide Bachelor of Music degrees and Bachelor of Science degrees as well. I think for students who kind of check us out on the West Coast, I see a lot of students interested in film and television, our fashion design program, all of our theater programs in acting, musical theater. Columbia also has a comedy writing and performance program that's co-taught at the Second City in Chicago. And I'll round out our list with our music programs. We have both composition, students who want to write music for, say, film or for video games, but students who also want to perform really dedicated in contemporary urban and popular music styles, including jazz, which is alive and well in Chicago. So nuts and bolts, how do you get here? I first want you to know that we are test-free for admission and scholarships. So that means we won't consider SAT or ACT scores for any entrance into the college or any scholarship money. But we do practice otherwise a holistic and rolling admissions process. So the sooner you apply, the sooner you would get in. And as you might imagine, auditions and portfolios will vary by major. If you have any questions about it, just give me a shout and I'll help you or review your portfolio before you submit it. All of our admitted students are automatically considered for Columbia scholarships. For students who are FAFSA eligible, if you submit a FAFSA, we'll of course consider you for additional scholarship and federal or state financial aid opportunities. If you're unable to file a FAFSA, just let me know. We'll have a candid and confident conversation about what else we can do. You'll find us on the Common App for high school students specifically. Otherwise, high school students or transfer students, you can also apply on our website. I'll quickly note for transfer students, we accept up to 75 credits that can potentially transfer to Columbia. So I'd say we're pretty darn transfer friendly. Last but not least, here again is my contact info. There's the social handles. We are doing virtual stuff every single day of the week. We're also doing in-person campus tours. And we'll plan to roll out some new and exciting stuff on campus for students who are admitted beginning in fall 2022. So my friends, you stay well. You please stay good to yourself and to each other. Stay creative, stay inspired, stay engaged. And we are going to close it out with one more school this afternoon. Thanks again for being here. Take care.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Columbia College Chicago. We have our last and final school, which is Bishop's University.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? I hope you can.
Yeah, we can.
Perfect. Wonderful. I'm sharing my screen right now. And I hope you can see it. So I am actually from Canada, from the province of Quebec. Je parle français également. I just said for those of you who speak French that I can also speak in that language too. And I will be specifically talking about musical theater program at Bishop's University, which is located in Sherbrooke, Quebec, which is the traditional territory of the Abenaki people. You can see my email below, but I will also post it in the chat section. So Bishop's University is a liberal arts college, which is a rarity in Canada. And so for those of you who are interested in exploring what it means to live abroad, but not too far from the United States, it could be a really nice starting point. It's located in the east part of Quebec, very close to the Canada-US border. So it's very easy to back home when you need to. I will specifically focus on the program that we've started 2 years ago, but there are also programs in music and theater, in fine arts. My focus will be on this program. So if you're an aspiring actor who is particularly obsessed with Broadway musicals, like I am, unfortunately, we have a program where you could be studying music and drama, and you have a special concentration in musical theater. You can choose to focus on that, or you can choose to focus on music and do this special concentration, or you can choose to focus on drama and do this special concentration. So there are lots of options here. And we have amazing theater facilities. So you will get to work in Broadway style theaters with a proscenium stage. You will get to work in smaller theaters and concert halls that are all on campus, and they're all absolutely gorgeous. So here's just one example of one of our theater facilities. So professional spaces that are constantly used by professional artists as well. What makes us really unique is because we're located in a French-speaking province of Canada, Quebec, we have a large percentage of Francophone students who don't speak English as their first language. This gives you opportunities, to learn French pretty quickly, and this gives them opportunity to learn English and to have this wonderful cultural exchange. And if you don't speak English as your first language, we're very much used to it. And so helping you with speech clarity is part of our job. It's part of our curriculum. We have also students speaking other languages. And so when you're on campus, you constantly hear all languages interacting with each other and people learning each other's language, which is quite unique. All the staff and faculty, pretty much everybody speaks at least 2 languages, French and English, and then sometimes one more. We are located very close to Montreal, which is the center of Canada's arts and culture, with superb art festivals, one of the most famous jazz festivals, theater festivals, dance festivals in the world. So we take our students there all the time. That's where you could do your internships. So that's where you can train with different kinds of artists. Montreal is also home to Le Cirque du Soleil, or Cirque du Soleil, as we say it in English. And so you get access to primary locations for circus training. We're also close to New York, and we go to see Broadway productions and interview and work with Broadway performers. So it's very easy for us to organize. We've started a scholarship program this year, which is quite difficult to find if you're into musical theater, and we're developing this further. So there are already 2 scholarships that are available, and they're available to both Canadian and American students, so there's no restriction there. And that's where I'm going to stop. So if you have any questions, I'll post my email in the chat, and I welcome questions from you. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much, Bishop's University. I'd like to invite all of our schools now back on camera, and we have just a couple of minutes. So maybe in a just a lightning round of responses, what is one piece of advice you'd give a student going through the college search process?
I would say to compare and contrast curriculums based on what you're interested in. So if it's an art school versus a public university, think about what makes those curriculums different and what one more resonates with what you want out of a college.
I would say that if you're able to visit, try and sit in on a class or take an arts class, especially because I think it's really important to get a feel for the community of arts departments and make sure it's the same vibe as something that you're looking for and that you're going to fit in and feel really at home while you're creating.
I'd say connect with faculty members. Try reaching out to folks in the departments that you're interested in to see if those are a good academic match for you and what you're looking for.
Yes, just like my colleagues have mentioned, visit the campus, very important, and we'll be happy to, connect you with faculty and staff. And they love to show our students around, so or visitors around. So definitely let us know. We'll be happy to help. And also take it easy. This is not, I know it could be stressful, but this is your senior year. Just take things, little bit by little bit, and you'll get there.
Love that, Ricky. I would say if you're visiting one of our campuses, see also what other schools are nearby. If you get to New Orleans or you get to Las Vegas, we're not the only schools in these cities. So also expand your reach based on where you're visiting.
I agree with all of that. Excellent advice. And as an artist, I just want to add to that, look for a challenge, because most interesting art comes out of challenging circumstances. Yes, you should be comfortable, but make sure that the place you're going to might also take you out of your comfort zone. And that's exciting and wonderful.
Thank you so much to all of our colleges and universities and sharing that excellent advice. I hope our students here today got a lot out of this panel, and I wish you all the best of luck in your college search. Thank you again for joining us. As you close out of this session, there's going to be a quick survey, just 5 questions, and we really hope you'll take that. Don't forget to sign up for more sessions, and the recording for this session will be available at college2career.org. Thank you so much, everyone, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day. It's almost the weekend. Enjoy.